Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Remember when just hearing the name Michael Jordan was enough to sell out any product instantly? Now, enter Caitlin Clark, a rising sensation who's turning the basketball world on its head and making even WNBA veterans uneasy. And it's not just the spotlight that's heating things up, it's her latest deal, one that echoes the legendary influence of MJ himself. With her extraordinary skills and growing impact, Caitlin is quickly becoming a powerhouse, proving that the future of basketball may very well be hers.
He's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
Caitlin Clark isn't just selling merchandise, she's redefining the culture of basketball itself. Her groundbreaking partnership with a billion-dollar brand has the entire sports world buzzing, leaving even some seasoned pros feeling a bit overshadowed. But this is more than just an endorsement, it's the most impactful collaboration the sport has seen since a young phenom from North Carolina shook the world with the iconic swoosh, forever transforming sneaker culture. Now, the spotlight belongs to Clark, dominating not only on the court but also making bold moves in the business world. Stay with us, because up next, we'll share some inspiring words from Michael Jordan himself and reveal a rare basketball stat that connects these two game changers. Ready? Let's jump in.
She's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal.
Let's put this into perspective. Wilson, the official game ball provider for both the NBA and WNBA, has just made history by partnering with Caitlin Clark, making her the first female athlete since Michael Jordan to launch her own signature basketball collection. You can almost hear Sheryl Swoopes grinding her teeth at the news. Ironically, Swoopes has been talking about Clark more than her own legendary career lately, a clear sign of just how fast Caitlin's star is rising. Now, Clark's name is being etched alongside MJ's in the Marketing Hall of Fame. But these aren't your average gym class basketballs. They feature sleek white and gold finishes, adorned with laser-etched designs celebrating her most iconic career moments. The threes-up ball honors her fearless long-range shooting. The record breaker nods to her dominance on the stat sheet. And the crowd maestro recognizes her power to electrify arenas, turning games into events that feel more like Beyoncé concerts. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's rewriting what it means to be a superstar in sports.
Making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from Wilson.
Wilson couldn't keep up with the demand. Tens of thousands of Clark signature basketballs sold out in under 40 minutes, less time than it takes A'ja Wilson to craft a cryptic tweet. This wasn't just a soft launch, it was a cultural phenomenon, resembling the excitement surrounding an iPhone release or a Travis Scott collaboration. Just when you thought the momentum couldn't escalate further, Clark unveiled another collection, this time partnering with none other than a major grocery chain. Yes, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark is achieving sneaker-level sellouts with a supermarket. Her impact is reaching unprecedented heights, bridging the gap between sports and everyday life.
Wilson couldn't keep up with the demand. Tens of thousands of Caitlin Clark's signature basketballs sold out in under 40 minutes, faster than it takes A'ja Wilson to drop a cryptic tweet. This wasn't just a product launch, it was a cultural moment, rivaling the hype of a new iPhone drop or a Travis Scott collab. And just when you thought the buzz couldn't get any bigger, Clark dropped another collection, this time in partnership with a major grocery chain. Yep, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark is now hitting sneaker-level sellouts. At a supermarket. Her influence is breaking boundaries, blending the worlds of sports, business, and everyday life like never before.
And when you take into stock the fact that outside of Kevin Durant, aging superstar, LeBron James, 40 years old, and Steph Curry, there's not a single NBA player more popular today than Caitlin Clark. That is a problem.
Wilson's head of global brand, Amanda Lamb, put it plainly, Caitlin Clark isn't just a record-breaking athlete, she's a cultural icon. In other words, she's not just another player, she's the player. That's why Wilson is placing a bold bet on her to lead the future of their women's basketball brand. This isn't some short-term campaign, it marks a complete brand evolution. Caitlin Clark's image is now the face of the game, signaling a pivotal moment for women's basketball and lifting the sport to unprecedented heights.
We knew Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. Two of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
The ripple effect of Caitlin Clark's rise is echoing throughout the entire league. Her success isn't just personal, it's reshaping what's possible for female athletes everywhere. Clark isn't just cashing in, she's rewriting the endorsement playbook, and in the process, causing tension in locker rooms, as some of the league's most outspoken critics are now watching from the sidelines, without their own deals. Now, let's talk numbers, because they speak louder than any tweet. Caitlin Clark's WNBA games are averaging a staggering 1.18 million viewers, that's 3 times the league average. She's not just raising the bar, she's launching it into orbit. As a rookie, she's already tripled the WNBA's audience, proving her influence is unlike anything the sport has ever seen. And the most exciting part? Caitlin Clark is just getting started.
But for Caitlin Clark, on a worldwide marketability list for athletes, to be ahead of both Messi and Ronaldo is quite impressive. Steph Curry is behind her on the
packed arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and viral social media clips, week after week. Caitlin Clark is redefining women's basketball. Fans who didn't even know the WNBA existed last year are now clearing their schedules to catch Indiana Fever games. Why? Because every time Clark steps onto the court, she doesn't just play, she puts on a show. She's a one-woman ratings machine and an economic catalyst for the entire league, drawing in viewers who've never watched a women's game before. To Gen Z, she's a fearless role model. To boomers, she's a throwback to Larry Bird, only now with a digital age twist and a massive online following. Middle America is rallying around the Fever like it's their NFL team. Everyone wants in on the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. Well, almost everyone. A few bitter veterans are still struggling to accept how this rising star has outshone them, effortlessly.
She's doing rating-wise for the WNBA what Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry have been doing for the NBA.
While players like Dejounte Carrington are busy subtweeting Caitlin Clark and questioning her rapid rise, Clark is focused on building a billion-dollar brand. She's not just playing basketball, she's making history, aligning with Wilson Sporting Goods and joining Michael Jordan in one of the most exclusive clubs in sports marketing. That's right, just 2 names on that list, MJ and Caitlin Clark. Criticize all you want, but the numbers don't lie. And this is just the beginning of her journey. Still not convinced? Listen to the legends. Mike Breen, the iconic voice of the NBA, recently mentioned Caitlin Clark in the same breath as basketball royalty. That's not just praise, that's placement in the basketball canon. Clark's impact is undeniable, and the buzz around her only grows louder with each game she plays.
The idea of some players being jealous, yes, that probably exists. Okay. To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the...
This isn't just about Caitlin Clark's dominance on the court, it's about her influence off of it. She has transformed from the hottest story in basketball into a marketing juggernaut. Industry experts now rank her as the 4th most marketable athlete in the world, and that's not just within the WNBA or women's basketball. She's globally recognized. This incredible feat places her ahead of entire sports leagues and international stars, including a few bitter veterans who are still sulking on the sidelines with their subtweets. Let that sink in. Caitlin Clark has leapfrogged over entire marketing teams to become the face of the most dynamic movement in women's sports. With her leading the charge, the WNBA is finally entering prime time, and this time, it's for real. We can expect a flood of new sponsorships, expanded national TV coverage, and a bigger seat at the table for women's basketball than ever before. The future is looking brighter than ever, and Caitlin Clark is the one paving the way.
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. And oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is.
They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they gotta be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they got to be drama because they're
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse.
So she spoke out against that. She got people paid. She got better travel arrangements. She increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special, and she's...
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
What if I told you a WNBA rookie was out here doing what no one thought was possible and outshining the great Michael Jordan's legacy? How would you react? Caitlin Clark is the girl flipping the script. Her rookie numbers are ridiculous. Fans, analysts, and even Michael Jordan stans are...
You know well enough that in 1984, when Michael Jordan came into the NBA, the ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third. He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting all of his games are on TV. And he just was a polarizing figure. And Tiger Woods was like that when he went to the PGA as well. He changed the total economics of golf the same way Michael Jordan changed the financial economics of the NBA.